Today's bike of the day is for all of my fellow Honda nerds because this is an incredible piece of Honda's motorcycling history. This bike is a 1957 Honda Dream ME250. And why that's important? Well, frankly, for a multitude of reasons. The main thing for me is these are incredibly rare to find in the United States. As I just mentioned, this is a 57 model. 58 was the first year that Honda officially started exporting bikes from Japan to the US. So this was never sold in the US officially, and they're incredibly hard to find now. The Dream is the other thing about it. I think it's a very important thing to talk about this. Soichiro Honda, the man behind the brand, when they first put a 4-stroke motor on a two-wheeler, and one of his employees was riding it around the campus of their office building, that kind of thing, he called it a dream to see it in action. And Honda took that to heart, and they used the Dream name for a multitude of models for the next couple decades. But this is one of the originals, and you'll see that name Dream right here kind of cast in to the side cover on both sides. So Honda's history, World War II, obviously doesn't go great for the Japanese. Once things get settled in, they look into affordable transportation for the masses. Generally, most companies, what they do is they develop a motor, and they slap it on a bicycle as kind of a friction drive type of thing to provide propulsion. And then they start moving on to actual motorcycles, small stuff, 50 cc's, that kind of thing. You meet the nicest people on a Honda, those types of bikes. But Honda had aspirations beyond that. And the predecessor to this, the SA, was it was a number of firsts for the manufacturer. And it was also the first bike that Honda had that won the Mount Fuji Hill Climb. So Honda took that motor after they had some success with it, the 250cc single in the SA platform, and they put it in this. In fact, if you actually look at the engine number on this bike, it does say SA because they took that motor, but then they put it into something decidedly more sporty for the time. Obviously, it doesn't look very sporty to us in modern days, but this was a sportier bike for them. So this is the ME, and as I said earlier, not sold in the US, so it's very cool to see one in person here. This came to us from a collection out of an auction of a few bikes, and one of the things I really adore about it, to be frank, is how many Honda mentions there are on the bike. It's definitely one of those things where I think a lot of people didn't know the brand that well. So it says Honda on the grips, it says Honda on the pegs, it says HM, as in Honda Motors, obviously, on the steering damper. You look around this and there's just Honda mentions all over the place. And of course, you've got this beautiful tank, kind of got BMW toaster tank vibes a little bit, but this is definitely before that. And you've got that Honda wing logo there, the old school Honda wing logo that everyone loves. So with all that said, I'm gonna do two things. One, oh God, you know what? Even before I do this, look at this key. This thing is fantastic with that old HM logo on it. But I'm gonna, and I love the ignition here as well. We'll show a close-up of that, but I'm gonna put it into this position. And one of the things you know about us at Iconic, we love to make sure that the horn works. There you go, there's your horn. And due to the age of the tires on this, I unfortunately will not be taking a test ride on it to show you, but the least I can do is fire it up and let you hear what this thing sounds like. It's pretty incredible. It's almost 70 years old. And it's still kind of a two kick bike type of thing. So, I mean, it's easy for me to say that. Let's make sure I'm telling the truth, right? All right. Oh, you know what? It would help. Hold on. 1 second. Okay, that should do it. There we go. This is just so cool. If you're a Honda nut, I don't know how you can't fall in love with this. There's some, some things they borrowed from the British, for example, the pedestrian slicer up here. But even then, what they did, what I love, this also has the HM logo on it. This is very cool. From a convenience standpoint, it has an enclosed chain for the final drive, which definitely helps with prolonging the life of said chain. You've got the seat here on a spring for extra comfort. You've got the rear rack for storage capabilities, a little bit of practicality. It's really an incredible bike, and I'm so excited that it's here at Iconic. I gotta give it a couple more revs. This thing is so cool. So anyway, this bike is about to go up on our auction site, so you can find it there. If you have any questions about it, please don't hesitate to let us know. Leave comments here on the YouTube video, leave comments on the auction, whatever it takes. But I really hope this finds a great home, because it truly is an incredible piece of Honda's motorcycling history. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.